a rough week ever since last Thursday, but
What's going on?
it's doing good.
Everything
Uh,
okay?
oh yeah, uh, and I assume James and Brad are joining.
Yeah, I know for sure. Brett is. Yeah,
Good deal.
he been fighting some issues too. Life comes at you sometimes, you know.
It does, but storm don't last too long.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Especially when you know him,
That's it.
it's just matter of what him taking us through it.
That is it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm really intrigued with your business and your program. I guess after all the years of me working in government, I have kind of a penchant for the regulatory context that you're working in. So sounds like
Well,
fun.
if we can, and I like your background, and I'm hoping that I'm hoping that we can definitely ramp up some education
Hmm.
because I truly do feel that in the next 3 to 5 years, that this program um, will be as standard as a 401k. I mean, I
Yeah,
really
nice.
so. Um,
That's lofty goals.
well, if it's estimated that 155 million people have health insurance through the workplace.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need that many on my plan. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Uh, if I can get 10 or 20,000, I'm happy. And I think 10 or 20,000 is a small goal
Yeah.
when you look at 150 million people.
So what's the reason why somebody wouldn't want this for their employees? Because ultimately, it's the corporate entity that's making a decision about offering the program, right?
Mhm. A lot of I've had a guy tell me that I've had people tell me they didn't want to do it because they did not want to cut their taxes. Um, they want to pay more in taxes, and I'm like, that makes no sense to me at all. But okay, I
Okay.
can't argue with that logic.
Well, how about
Uh,
redirecting it to benefit people? I mean, how about redirecting a little bit of that tax money to benefit your employees who help you?
no, I've never had a company tell me that.
Oh, okay.
The only reason that I have gotten from companies that did not enroll, um, and one of the best responses I got was from a large company here in Alabama. They have 1,600 employees.
Hmm.
Um, one of the members of their board was a state senator, uh, and they loved our program. The reason they did not, and this was back when it was brand new, they told us that the tax savings was great and the benefits was great, but that their company could not afford to put it in just to have legislation reversed and that mandated that it be taken out.
Yeah.
Uh, but that's the most logical rebuttal I've ever gotten, just to be honest with you. Most people either um, they think it's going to be too much on their HR, um, or they just complete lack of education and laziness to educate themselves on it.
Whew. Uh, I noticed that you haven't mentioned, or certainly in the materials that I've read, there's no mention of the actual s- programmatic side of the program under the Affordable Care Act. Is that an issue that you fight through as well?
No, it doesn't get brought up. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
you
that's
know
what I
that
mean. I've noticed you don't bring it up.
I mean, this program was brought into legislation as a response to the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah.
And and
Who
and we
who was
have
the
some
sponsor?
agents. I'm
Excuse
sorry.
me. Who was the sponsor of it in the the legislation?
Well, that's I say legislation. That's the wrong terminology. Um,
Regulation.
because well, none of the legislation is new.
Yeah.
You know, this program runs on rails of a 125 and compliance status of 106, 104, and 213, which have all been around prior to the 80s.
Okay.
So it's no new legislation, really. It's just a lot of really, really smart people sat down and go, okay, well, how can we do this to help these businesses with, the Affordable Care Act coming and everybody being mandated to have, health insurance.
Hmm.
And this is what they came up with. And since then, for a long time, there were only about three companies doing it. Um, but there are companies that are, popping up doing this, calling it a SMRT program. Um, what you have to be really, really careful of is they're trying to put it together so quickly that they cut a lot of corners, and it's, in my opinion, it's not bulletproof compliant.
Okay.
And when you start messing with the IRS, you better either know what you're talking about or have some good lawyers who do, and your product better be bulletproof.
Yeah.
So we've been approached by several companies, and several is an understatement to market their program, and we won't do it because the compliance portion did not meet our standards.
Okay. Are the programs similar to this or just
Oh, on the outside they look identical, but when you start looking at their plan network and their employee engagement and their usage and all of this, it just doesn't meet the IRS requirements. Uh, so we didn't go that route.
wow.
For instance, and just the easiest, we had one company approach us and offered us pretty good money to market their program, a lot more than we were making. Uh, and their program on the outside looked identical. In fact, had a lot of the same vendors.
Hmm.
Uh, our program requires the employees to stay compliant and keep the tax savings. It requires the employees to utilize it, which is what it's there for.
Yes.
Um, their utilization requirement was the employee must create a login and sign in one time. The IRS is not going to give you a $16,000 write-off for making a login. I'm sorry. It doesn't compute. Does that make sense?
Is there any audit procedures that are in place for this type of program? And I'm just curious, what
It's still too new.
yeah.
Um, with that being said, we have never triggered an audit,
Hmm.
um, but our program does have audit protection.
Okay.
So if a company is audited because of our program, it makes them whole.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it just seems obvious that that would be a big plus in your marketing of it, that in fact they are protected against any ch regulatory change, which is the regulatory risk is the big one, it sounds like.
It is well, and it goes a step further. We had one company that came to us and we said, okay, do you offer audit protection? And they said, no, our program is so compliant that we don't need it. Well, I have an insurance background. That's what I've done for years. Um, my thing is better safe than sorry, for one. And for two, if I had to guess, they probably tried to get audit protection, and an insurance company saw it as too much risk and wouldn't write the policy. So it says a lot for our policies because an insurance company don't plan on writing checks.
No,
You know what I mean?
that's
So
not the business they're in.
no, so they're not going to. They take risk, but it's extremely calculated risk. Um, and
Med
if
for sure.
oh yeah, and if they thought for a second that our program would cause an audit, they wouldn't insure it.
Yeah. So one of the curious aspects of it to me was the integration of workman's comp, and sort of how that fits into that, because I know there's a real serious compliance challenge in that area, right?
It is. We don't mess with workman's comp. I will tell you this though. One of the reason our program actually works the best as far as savings in the state of California.
Okay.
Um, Not because our program creates more tax savings in California than anywhere else, but in the state of California, and it's the only state that I'm aware of, workman's comp is calculated on taxable income, not gross wages.
Let me think about that one.
So, so when
That's different.
yes, so when we reduce your employee's taxable income by $1,400 a month, we just reduced your workman comp liability by $1,400 a month per employee. So when you implement our program into a company in California, not only do they save on all the FICA, it cuts their workman's comp 40% on average.
Ooh, wee.
So if they're paying $100,000 a year in workman's comp, now they're paying 60.
Wow.
Now California is the only state it works like that in,
Huh.
but it's huge, huge savings.
So, and bear with me if I'm asking questions. I'm just thrilled with the strategy that you got going, and I want to understand it. But one of the major features, if I may, that I saw was right away was you're just mentioning that the rollout of this strategy in across state legislatures is happening now. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
No, okay, so the our program, no, it's legal in all 50 states.
Okay.
The legislation, the legislator or the legislation I was referring to being talked about currently
Uh-huh.
is the long-term care tax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Washington State mandated a long-term care tax. If a company does not offer long-term care in their benefits package, and even if they offer it, the employee doesn't take it, the company and the employee have an additional tax to pay in the state of Washington.
Wow.
And there's 26 other states right now in legislation to do the exact same thing, and that is to do a long-term care tax on businesses.
Who's driving that? I mean, what's the impetus for this evidently movement to focus on long-term care?
It's the strain on the Medicare system,
Yeah.
Medicare and Medicaid.
Yeah.
That's the end goal, is to reduce the financial responsibility of Medicare and Medicaid. And they have found out that the best way to do that is through preventative health.
Yeah.
It's easier to keep from getting sick than it is to pay to get better.
So, no question about it.
So, and and the and you're never going to get rid of diabetes or cancer. I mean, it's never going to happen. They make too much money to get rid of it,
Yeah.
and it's unfortunate and it's unethical. Um,
Yeah.
but I truly I believe to my core that if somebody came up with a cure for cancer tomorrow, the government would have them killed.
It wouldn't be the government. It would
Or
be
big, well, big pharma.
yeah, big pharma through the government.
Oh yeah. So
But let me call real quick and see where Brett is.
okay. I'm sorry we had to meet so late, but I knew I couldn't get home from church till right at about 8:30.
Not a problem for me. Especially if a good man's at church. My goodness. What?
Yeah, we started going there. Of course, I grew up in church, but I've been out of church for a long time.
Yeah,
And we started going there in 2019.
really?
Yeah, became members there in 2020, and uh, now we're so ingrained with everything, and I don't know what we would do if we had to move churches.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. Well, I don't know if you have a guy by the name of Chuck Swindoll.
That name sure does sound familiar.
Yeah, he's on the radio.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he retired, and I just so much enjoyed attending his church. It's it's associated with the Dallas Theological Seminary, DTS.
Yeah.
And the Sunday school teachers, you go to Sunday school or Bible study, and you walk up to the front of the room, ask them a question, and they open up the book and they're reading in the Greek and the Hebrew. They're all seminary professors that are teaching Sunday school in this church. So you can
Oh,
imagine, you can imagine the level of Christian education that's going on in there.
right.
Going on in that place. I just loved it. So
But it seems like I used to listen to like I said, the name sounded familiar. It seems like because I used to listen to a lot of preaching on the radio um, back before I started doing insurance for businesses. I did individuals.
hmm.
So I used to put about 1,000 miles a week on my truck.
Ooh.
Uh, but most of what I listened to was preaching. Um, Me and my wife are very, very different. She enjoys the singing, and I
Praise
could
and
take
worship.
yeah,
Hmm.
I could take it or leave it.
Yeah, me
I
and you
can,
both, man.
but I can sit there and listen to a good sermon for 2 or 3 hours. I mean, I can't.
Absolutely. And don't give me the historical context around what you're teaching. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
extra biblical stuff of the politics and the people and the places and all that stuff. I mean, we just soak that up. Looks like
yeah.
Brett has joined us. Hey, Brett.
Hey, how y'all doing? Sorry, I was just getting off the road. I finally made it to the house.
Okay, I'm
All
glad
right,
you
good. You know if James is jumping on or no?
I haven't been able to get a hold to him.
I think he's traveling.
Yeah, well, I knew he was traveling. I just wasn't sure if he was able to jump on or not.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think so. You
Let
think
me
so, Brett?
let me try him one more time. Hold on.
It helps to do business with Christian men. I can tell you that.
So, how long have you known James?
Not very long. Probably about 2 or 3 years now. You
Okay.
probably known him much longer than that. How long have you known him?
Since 2018
Yeah. Yeah.
or yeah, 17 or 18.
Yeah. It might have been 2020, right after the pandemic for me. So
How'd you meet him?
through Brett.
Okay. Are
Yeah.
you in Legal Shield?
No, no, I wasn't. When I worked at Treasury Department, they didn't allow us to do much of anything outside. Twice a year they do ethics review and shake us upside down. You couldn't even buy me a lunch. So
Yeah,
yeah, if it cost more than $20, I'd get in trouble.
that's crazy.
It is. But obviously
Bribery.
in the banking industry, the integrity of what we do and who we are
Right.
uh, is really critical to our credibility. I work for what's called the OCC, Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. It's the
Hmm.
administrator of the national bank system.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's under the U.S. Treasury Department, but it's not funded by Treasury. It's not on the budget. It's funded by fees we charge banks for owning a national charter. So
Gotcha.
yeah, so we operated in Class A office buildings and we emulated the industry we regulate.
Gotcha.
Yeah, a lot of guys that would leave the Treasury Department and end up being going to be bank presidents of the bank. So it was that kind of
Yeah.
connection there. Yeah.
No, I've known James for a while. I got introduced to him by his brother.
Hmm.
Uh, and me and his brother never really have seen eye to eye, but me and James just hit it off. And
Yeah. Two different characters, totally.
we've been good friends ever since. So,
Hmm.
That's funny, ain't it, David? That he sound like me.
Exactly.
Me and Brian don't get along at all, man.
no, I tried to. Um, we had a pretty big falling out back in 2018, but and then when he found out what I was doing here, he wanted me to come meet him and talk to him and show him everything, and I did. And um, he didn't like the way that I was doing business, and I was unwilling to do business the way he wanted to do it. So we split ways again.
Wow. Wow.
It
So
is what it is.
yeah, no doubt. Different strokes. So let's talk about and I really want to pick your brain if we could use this time really for you to give us a really good sense of your vision for the program and ways you see it being effectively marketed and the ideal customer profile piece that's so vitally important to us, and then ours is of course the technology side of the game. So I mean, we talked about California and the program in general. Section 125 is it? And
Mhm.
sort of all that represents gives us a really a leg up. What would help me in our last conversation, we also spoke about a size agency or agency size that might be ideal in terms of who would be receptive to this or even receive it or welcome it versus maybe somebody of a different size may not. Can you talk about that as well?
So um, I'm not sure if receptive would be the right word. It's more red tape.
Okay.
So your company's over 50 employees or at least over 100, there's a little bit more red tape to get to the owners. So 100 or under, especially 50 or under, usually the owners are still in the day-to-day operations and they're easier to get a hold of without much gatekeeping. Um, over 100 or 150, and especially over 1,000, you're just going to see more red tape. Um, and then, you know, especially over 1,000 employees, now there's usually not an owner. There is, but there's also a board, and you got to get it through HR. HR's got to take it to the board, then the board's got to approve it, and all that kind of stuff. Um, so as far as the marketing or the ideal client profile and all that, I'm just going to be 100% transparent with you.
Mm-hmm.
If I knew all that and could do it, I would be doing it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, we can work with any company that has over 10 employees that are W-2,
Mm-hmm.
that their employees make $22,000 a year or more. Um, I tend to get along with truck driving companies and construction companies, just because I have a background in that and I can kind of speak their language. Um, but
So blue collar in a way.
yeah, I worked construction um, on the road for 14 years,
Mm.
and I grew up in trucking. Everybody in my family just about has been in some part of trucking, so I can still, even though I wasn't in it, I can still speak that language. I just get along with those type of people. Um, but any niche, I mean, I've done car lots. I've got car lots. I've got construction companies. I've got tire centers. I've got restaurants. We've got municipalities. So, there's not really a um, narrowing it down. I mean, we can do any company. Um, but I would like to add um, I
If
would
you
like
had
to
to
be able to,
choose.
yeah, if I had to choose, those would be the people I work with. And I would like to add, um, just for me and my team current, um, 3,000 lives a year. Um, Now I would like to hire agencies, um, that could put 12 to 15,000 lives a year on the books.
Mm-hmm. So can you talk about the agencies and then a little bit more? Um,
So I'm looking to connect with agencies who have a book of business with businesses. So like a PNC company who specializes in business insurance for companies, um, or a a benefit enrollment company that that's what they do is they go in every year and do that company's enrollment for their all of their benefits.
mhm.
Um, but that's what I would like to I'd like to have you know a small group of agencies, maybe 15 or 20 agencies that together had 100 or 150 agents total.
Mm-hmm. Each.
Uh, no, just total between the
So,
all yeah. That because I can handle talking to 15 or 20 people,
yeah, gotcha.
but I don't want to talk to 150.
Yeah.
But if I can talk to 15 or 20, um, and then they talk to their people,
Mm-hmm.
now with 150 people, we're adding 12 to 15,000 lives a year.
Okay.
Um, and that would be a good goal. Um, I would like to have the company doing um, I would like to see the company doing 5 million a year in 3 years.
Okay.
And I think that's a goal that is feasible and easily obtained with the right marketing.
Okay.
So yeah, I definitely believe so. I definitely believe so.
Mm-hmm. Well, it just seems that there's such a sweet spot somewhere in here. I think that we're looking for. Uh, if you were to choose geography, you already mentioned California, and certainly
Oh, I
the
wouldn't choose there. That's
yeah.
just where it works the best. um, but as far as geography, I don't care. I've got companies in Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, um, Virginia, Illinois, Connecticut, Michigan, Louisiana. So I don't care where.
Yeah, okay. That matters. Um, one of the key pieces, I guess, is you talked about not wanting to get in front of the camera, and do you have this in any? I mean, how do you typically enroll a company or bring a company on? Do you have a presentation you do, or what's the process for onboarding somebody that wants to engage in the program with you, the company?
I normally go through I normally go through a slideshow presentation with them.
Hmm.
Um, as far as not wanting to do any videos or anything like that, I
Hmm.
don't want to be the face of the company.
Right?
Um, just because I don't want people calling me when it, does start doing $5 and $10 million. I don't want to be the face of that company.
Yeah.
I want to look like the employee,
Yeah.
and that I,
Yeah.
uh,
We'll
but
get you an Aflac.
yeah, believe it or not, I have some Aflac agents that run our program through their business without Aflac knowing it.
Is that right? Wow.
There is.
Yeah.
But and I know that if I'm not going to be the face of the company, it needs a face, especially with all the AI stuff.
Yep.
Uh, it, it it needs a face that's not AI, and I know that's going to cost us a little bit more, but that's a cost I'm willing to spend without being the
Hmm.
face.
Hmm. Yeah, that's really not hard in many ways. That's something that's
You
certainly.
can be the face of it, Dave.
I think you want a little bit different. Uh, I, I think we can do better.
No, I
And
don't know about that. I mean, like,
you can
hey,
you can
I got
challenge
20,
us to come up with it.
I got 20 years with the U.S. Treasury. Trust
Hey,
me.
I tell him the same thing. I be like, David, you talk like
But you're genuine, so
Well,
you really are.
well,
Um,
thank you.
but yeah, I mean,
I say the same
uh,
thing about you.
well, I appreciate it. I am who I am, and that is one thing that I try to be at all costs is transparent. So
Yeah. Well,
uh,
Brett and I have a little joke between us that when we have questions, you know what the answer is?
what's that?
Let's ask AI.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Brett's got it well under control. Trust me. So, but the point being that's really not a challenge for the marketing scope that I think we can bring onto this in the way we want to structure this as a I mean, just a tremendous opportunity to benefit people, to benefit companies. I mean, just all in all, it's a good thing. So, doggone near, if understood properly, doggone near sells itself. So it's almost
It does,
we want to get it to the point where you're saying you mean you don't offer that?
right? Well, and we're not far, so we've got a short window. Um, there's still going to be companies that come, but it's kind of like the gold rush. The people that got there first,
Yeah,
they had to work harder to get it, but they
yeah,
got more gold.
yeah. And initially, it's about market share, and getting that market share is definitely the strategy that I think we can or want to try to help you implement as effectively as possible, getting out there first
Yeah.
and gaining market share.
you know what's really interesting to me though, Justin? Because
What's that?
I've been listening to you talk. Um, didn't you tell me that y'all have a marketing material put together to communicate your business?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting that y'all created that without a defined ICP, because that means your communication is probably pretty broad and not speaking directly to certain companies, I would
Or,
imagine.
or any specific segment. I did watch that video too. Did you write the script for that or
Now we paid a guy over in Huntsville to do it.
not bad?
I mean, we sent him all the material, but Brett, you might know him. I can't remember the name of his company. Do you do any BNI stuff over in Huntsville?
You said BNI?
Yeah.
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay. It's
I,
a
I don't I don't think.
it's a guy in the chair marketing, or I can't remember. Super cool guy, but uh, but yeah, he done that. It's really old and outdated. It needs to be redone.
Yeah.
Um, that was the first video, well, and the only video we've done actually. It really does need to be updated, but
Yeah.
uh,
We call it Web 1.0.
yeah, yeah. Um, and he tried to get me to do, he tried to get me to be the face in that video too, and I was like, no.
Yeah. But
Uh,
the guts are definitely there.
yeah, yeah. We studied on an ICP for a
It's 9 o'clock.
while. In fact, we had a white label suite, um, a white label suite platform for a while, and we sold it. Um, we sold subscriptions to it and things like that. And um, when you put everything in that we had, because white label suite is supposed to tell you what your ICP is, right? Are you guys familiar with that?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Um, so every time we put it in and we tried to change it around, it always came back with, you want to speak with HR. And I'm like, no joke.
Yeah.
So, um,
I think
it,
what's better with white label suite is to do all your due diligence prior and program it directly yourself. Don't let it tell you.
and that's fine. Like I said, I don't have the time or the want to do all that.
Mhm.
My business partner loves doing it, and but we have, like I told you the other night, we have two other companies that he kind of runs, um, and we just that portion of this company, because this company was doing so well without all of the other stuff, we just took a back burner. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's a few concepts that I think of when I listen to you talk that I think would be really important. I think a combination of like, understanding more about, running campaigns to educate people and kind of like how that works and what that looks like, and then using something, like having pixels in your site to track certain metrics to like retarget those people and kind of like live in that space and take advantage of that. Because when it comes to not necessarily business to consumers, you can take traditional routes or use social media. But when it comes to something like wanting to develop the relationship with, like you said, companies over 100, getting through that red tape and, kind of making that autonomous and, to where you're just dealing with the outcome and not the process, right? And then the other thing is when you talk about educating other agencies and making the agency want to come in and, get that business. I feel like in those sectors, what I'm saying, really taking time to define those ICPs yourself to where you can then use AI to kind of like, automate some of that communication and outreach and using some intent data, you know, building strategy around that, I feel like you will win because everything you're talking about it makes perfect sense. The only reason somebody wouldn't do it is because number one, education, and then of course you probably already know the objections, so being able to have those conversations, but you not have it. And I'm pretty sure David's thinking the same thing, and ultimately they'll realize it's AI, but when they come to a page where you or somebody's real at that's having, that conversation with them, that like it can help save you a lot of time of probably what you do manually as it relates to getting those agencies or dealing with, larger companies or even small companies at that. To me, the key is qualifying and, getting you work opportunities of people who have been educated to a point, right? So you're not starting at the beginning, you starting at 75% or 65% or whatever. Did that make sense?
It does. And I've got a really, really, really good video of, um, a guy on my team doing the presentation. Um, we couldn't use his face, of course, but
Please
if we
share.
wanted, I can, yeah. If we wanted to, recreate that video in like portions of, you know, content or just, hey, this is a webinar, check the webinar out, whatever.
Yes.
Uh, that can be done.
Hey, look, you need to dive deeper in that. You need to speak straight to a problem. Like, now, to correct me if I'm wrong, imagine an insurance agent, got like a business that's like 20, 30%. Like, hey, learn how to boost your percentage 30%. Tap
Well,
in.
yeah, so that's the video that he has is more explaining the SMIRT program to a business owner.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's the
but
VSL. You want these to be like the outreach that gets them to the VSL, meaning solve a problem, like speak directly to the person that you know what they deal with and why your solution could help. Like you
right.
gotta speak, you gotta be because eventually you're gonna do the whole thing, but you gotta reel them in first. So speak. That's why understanding who you're targeting, you can message it straight to them and kind of like educate them about their problem and why it's happening and why what they're doing is gonna get them the same result and why they should even listen to you or whoever they're talking to. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really like how you got to go about it and where you can go and reel people in and make them your warm market to begin to ultimately start to target them more. But that, like, if you speak more directly like that, you'll get better results than just trying to like explain a lot. It's like you said the other day, educate. Like the big thing is educating. So if you able to be or whoever is able to be the voice that they hear, they're speaking to their problem, and when they listen to you, you're teaching them something small, like something very small, but once they know it, they're going to be trying to go do it, and you already here, right? So they're going to go and look for what you're talking about, and you're the one who's putting it out there. Did that make sense? Like that's a strong way to go about it, but talking that broad, I feel like would make you, have to do more to get this. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can speak directly to a problem and get more interest because that particular person that you're looking for, you're speaking directly to that problem. So we talk about the same thing, but it's just by saying like, hey, what if I can boost your percentage? Like you have this, do you have a business? What I don't know how y'all communicated, but you know what I'm saying? Because I kind of know this from like James, right? So when y'all was doing the legal shield stuff,
So what
know,
the percentage that James was talking about on that is that's when you're talking to that's not when you're talking to your business owners. That's when you're talking to your agencies
Right.
and your agents that are going to go in and enroll them.
Right.
So
exactly.
the average enrolling percentage nationwide is 33 or 35%.
See, yep.
Uh, so if you've got 100 employees, on average, you're going to enroll 33 to 35 of them.
Yep.
With our program, we enroll 95%.
See, that
Mhm.
right there, you just talking about that right there, without talking about anything else, could be a campaign that goes out and pull people in. Just with that right there, like talk to the
Yes,
agency about
for
that.
agencies, yes, 100%.
Yeah,
But
that, but
but that, yeah,
that's
that's not going to get a business owner interested.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm talking about from the standpoint of you saying, I want to collect agencies or agent, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like from that standpoint, because
yeah.
they will go and cast a net for you to help you get what I'm saying? So that's, yeah, business to consumer, yes, it's definitely different, but that particular pain point is a pain point into one of many, because I done heard them. You know what I'm saying? I just can't regurgitate it exactly, but I know you have a lot of them that you can just isolate it in a box, and that one thing is can speak directly to somebody's problem right now.
Can I ask a related question then, Justin? Because obviously, we're just chopping it up, doing exploratory stuff. But I'm curious because that's a critical question that Brett just raised. For the business owner, what is the value that you're bringing to him? What is it that you have used and or is it found effective to move them to want to solve a problem? And what is that problem for the
So
business owner?
for the business owner, it would be the reduction in FICA taxes,
Okay.
which is about $500 per employee per year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the preventative wellness. So, you know, if they
Additional
can,
benefits. Mm-hmm.
yeah, additional benefits, and if they can, if you can have somebody use telehealth instead of having to call out to go see a doctor. Um, but then the biggest thing is um, our program has a prescription portion to it where there's over 1,300 prescriptions that are in our program that the employees get zero copay. So why is that important to the business owner? The reason for your premiums increasing every year for you and your employees for your major medical insurance is utilization. The biggest strain on utilization for major medical insurance is your prescriptions, your maintenance drugs, your diabetes drugs, your cholesterol, your high blood pressure, your things like that. Um, so if we can eliminate 60 or even 50% of the utilization on your medications, um, on average, it saves about $1,400 a year on major medical after about 3 years per employee.
Yeah. So
So, it's savings on your major medical, savings on your FICA, and then as of right now, you're going to have a benefits package that 90% of the country doesn't have. Now, we're not going to be able to use that marketing forever because within the next 3 to 5 years, I think 90% of the people will have it. But as of right now, you're going to have a portion of your benefits package that nobody else has.
yeah. So in terms of attracting talent or
Yes.
quality leadership in your organization. So it's FICA and then the rest of it, FICA savings and then the utilization savings and then additional benefits and co-pays and unique services for your employees,
Yeah.
taking care of your employees. Yeah, we make you the good guy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really helpful.
So I know you guys are going to be doing the outreach for James, and James is going to be taking care of that. So that's none of my business. Um, have you guys brainstormed or put anything together as far as what the outreach to do recruiting would look like and what the cost of that would be?
We have not. We wanted to have this conversation, and as a
Okay.
part of taking your lead and pointing us in the right direction, which you've done a good job of some of that tonight, that we would then step back and go dig and put it together.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I think a big part of that is also on James and exactly we want to get understanding on exactly how hard he want to go or exactly how he wanted to go about it. But like, yeah, we just ultimately like compile all the information, and we're gonna make the decision off. We make decisions off what somebody budget is. If somebody tell us their budget, like we don't go and create something that is outside of their budget. You know what I'm saying? We have let them understand that like if their budget is too low for their goals based off numbers, but other than that, we try to fit within what somebody's willing to do. You know, and just kind of like start right there. So you know,
So, so if we can, because I'm going to have to jump off in just a minute. I've got three kids to get in the bed, but um, and if I make my wife do it alone, she's probably not going to be so nice to me.
Yeah.
uh,
What are the ages? Just curious.
I have a 16-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah. So, so what I would like to do is I want you guys to put together something as far as the marketing for. I mean, I'd like to I want to see the marketing you guys are going to do for James just because we got to sign off on it. But I don't need to know what you're charging him. I don't care. That's between you and him. Um, but I would like to know what the recruiting platform would look like. What you would need from us to get going, maybe some milestones that we would look to hit, um, and then a cost, whether that be a set cost or a um, fluctuate. I don't know how that works on your end. Um, I would like to see that, um, and then let's discuss how we can move forward with that.
Okay.
Uh, I would like to go wide open as fast as possible and as soon as possible, but we've got to make sure it's right.
Yep.
And I'm going to try to get my business partner on the next call. You will notice that he and I have the same goals and the same ambitions, and we go about it two different ways. Um,
Sounds like me and Brett.
well, so he is more. I'm more. Okay, let's go wide open and fix it on the fly, and he's right the opposite. He's more, hang on, wait a minute, let's take a step back. Um, but it works really. It's worked really well now for the last 7 years, and I don't see it not working well for the future. So,
Is he older
it's
or
really
younger?
good. He's 10 years older than I am, and he just retired 14 years out of the ministry.
Oh, fantastic.
So he was a pastor for 14 years in Decatur, Alabama, and
Fantastic.
he and his wife have 7 kids,
Mm,
all adopted.
mm,
Super good guy, but he's super busy.
yeah,
Like I said, he does not he doesn't do much as far as the legwork. Or he don't do a whole lot with LH Capital. We have the other two companies that he kind of is the head of those, and that I don't do much in. So, but I still, he's in the loop on everything. He
yeah,
still helps make those decisions. So I would like for him to be on that call next time,
sure.
and we can set that up. When would you guys, with what I gave you and what I'd like to see? What would a timeline be? Do you think we'd be ready maybe for another call? Because I don't want to rush you guys.
Yeah, yeah,
But
you do.
well, oh,
I just kidding.
I don't want it to seem like I'm rushing you. How's that?
As long as we do good work, right?
That's it. That's it. Um, what would a good timeline work for you guys, you think?
Brett, do you want to?
Um, I mean, if I'm being honest, Me and David just got to sit down and do it. Like if we get up in the morning and get to it, I mean, am I putting my foot in my mouth? I mean, we should be able to say something about it tomorrow evening easily, or after. Am I saying too fast? Is that too fast? Too slow?
Yeah, because I want to do a little bit more research digging. So,
Okay.
What if we did Monday?
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Oh, and
what.
I think if we did like 10 Monday, uh, James, that'll be because he should be back in town by then, and that'll be 8 o'clock his time.
Yeah, that works for me.
You gonna do 10 o'clock
10
Monday
Central.
morning?
Monday, 10 Central.
Yeah, yeah, it'd
Yeah,
be eight o'clock James time, but yeah, 10 o'clock our time.
yeah. We'll go put them babies to bed.
All right. Do y'all want me to send the Zoom link, or do you guys want to?
We'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I enjoyed talking with you. Wait, hang on. I'm looking at the wrong date. No, I'm not. That's June 1st, right?
Monday's June. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
for
All
sure.
right. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys Monday, June the 1st.
All right. Appreciate you, sir.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a wonderful weekend.
All right, you too. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Made it home?
Say, have I made it home?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had made it home. Shit. I just left the house again.